All right, looks like I should be live. Let's make sure we don't have an echo going. Everything is muted. How you doing, Nolan? We are live at this point, and now I just gotta jump into the map, and then I will already getting quite a few people here. Let's you know what? Let me just give me one more moment to reconfigure my windows, and then let's refresh my chat window over here. And okay, we're going in on now. Just one moment. Almost. One more second. We are going. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll say that's good. Okay, you know what? I need to pop out the chat because that window's not working very well. It normally automatically updates in my stream window thing here. Yeah. Yeah, no, really. No kidding. No kidding, North Armor. All right. We're going to start the server, and then I will get you guys going as soon as I log in. So it is, remember, it is a semi-private server, kind of, not really. If you get to know me over on my Discord channel, I'll invite you to the server. Basically, that's how it works. And then until you prove that you don't want to play realistically realistic to this area and don't want to learn, then you'll get to stay on the server. But I don't know. We haven't had to kick anybody yet, but we're just getting started. I'm not afraid to bring out the band hammer, but let's see what kind of mess these guys have gotten me into. Maybe I'll kick someone right away here. No, probably not. Oh, 6 people already? Wow. All right, we're doing well. I do hope that you guys can hear me. Let's see. I think the Discord guys can hear me, and you guys in the stream cannot hear me just yet, but I will eventually probably talk to the guys over in Discord and bring them into the stream as well. I just wanted to spend a little time with everybody out there that's that can't play with us, that just wants to enjoy the stream. So we'll get started here, and then we'll get going. So let me enter this password, and then I'll actually bring you into the game. How's that? All right. Whoops. Okay. All right. So, what was that? Anik said hi, stream. Okay. So, oh yeah, I didn't switch my window. 1 second. That would be helpful. There we go. Okay. So here we go. We got, this is our farm. We've had quite a few changes. Here. Let's first see, well, are there any pickup trucks that we can see where people are? Oh no. That's gonna bother me so much. I accidentally left my my speed chat on. Here's Platinum Turbo with a truck. Let me get in that truck, and maybe we'll just see what's going on here. Too bad this doesn't have a passenger script. Well, I guess first of all, does anybody need any seed or fertilizer that I can bring them? Or, where is everybody? Let's see what fields they're on. They are over, okay, so we gotta go onto the road. Wayne needs seed. I don't know where the seed tender is at. If someone could, chat that, I could bring Wayne the seed tender. I don't think it's up here at the farm, is it? Unless, Jimmy's got it. No, Jimmy's in the old pig pen. I don't see the seed tender. If anyone knows where that seed tender is at, oh, that's hey, that is my parents' yard. You were driving in the grass. Platinum Turbo. All right, let's go check out Wayne, and maybe we can help out Cat. Oops. You know what? I didn't knock over our mailbox. Okay, Snowplow knocks that over just about every year. Oh, shoot, 1 second, guys. I accidentally got rid of my pop-out chat. Okay, we got chat back now. Well, you didn't notice that gone, but oh, no. There we go. Okay, now we're back. Sorry, guys. Okay, catching up with, chat. Yes. Well, some of them I'll be able to upload publicly. a lot of those, like all of the tractors that I put dual wheels on, I actually cannot. I'll have to try to figure out a way to do it. I can't upload just a databank with the XML file because I actually had to import a lot of I had to import a lot of changes into that, into all those mods to put those row crop dual wheels on there. So I'll figure out a way to make them available to the public. It's gonna require a little bit of finagling, or I mean, they're available to the people on my server, which is like I said, it's a semi-private server. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. We got let's try not to drive on the field here. We do have, no, it's the right side of the road. Literally, it is the right side of the road. That's about all I need to say, right? It's the right side of the road. All right, so Wayne is out of seed, and it's literally on the right side of the road. That is a point you cannot argue. Kat is over, oh boy, so she's probably over in a ditch. I think we're just gonna drive along the grass here, and I should really go around on the road. This is actually technically somebody else's yard. I should not be driving here, but is there a way I can turn on stop go braking? Yeah, I believe everybody can do that in your own menu. That's relative to your game menu. That's not a server option. On the other hand, does anybody know how to set the parking brake with Gearbox? Yeah, I'll figure out a way. Hey, we're both named Sim. I'll figure out a way to do it, and a lot of them I'll be able to upload. But the problem is, I actually made a lot of changes to the i3D file themselves on almost every one of these mods, because there's a lot of things that I had to change on the actual mod themselves to get it to my liking. So if I just upload, you know, the XML on the databank, goodbye, Jimmy, thanks for stopping by. If I just upload the XML on the databank, it won't work. Right control and space. Okay, should we try that out here on the highway? Let's stop first. There we go. Right control space. Thank you very much, Modelisher. All right, let's get in here and let's go see what Kat's doing. And maybe we can help unstick her a little bit here. That's Alter 7. Let's actually, how do I change this? How do I change this to? I want this to be a manual transmission. What's the default key for a manual? It's in automatic right now. That's neutral. Manual transmission, anybody? Let's find Kat. I thought she was over here. What, and now everybody's gone? What in the world? Where did Kat go? Did she just reset it? Yes, I did, Tomer. I thought she was over here. Okay, one second. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I thought she was here. You know what? I grew up here and I read the map wrong. That was my fault. Yeah, it is. You're right. It is. But it's okay. So then why does it do this? It's like it's in, it says it's automatic, but it's stuck in first gear. Why does Gearbox do this sometimes? It's probably an operator error, but I don't know. This is why I wanted it in manual, because I don't know what's wrong here. I'm just gonna keep going on through Groveland until somebody tells me how to fix it. But yeah, that's Tomer. Okay, thank you, Tomer. Yes, I will. Okay, so it's not just yeah, exactly. That's right, Chris. And Tomer, one second. Gearbox is weird sometimes, but it's also operator error sometimes. Happens to me too. Try to upshift, okay? I went right back to 1 right before synchronizing players. It went right back to 1. I don't know. Yes, Chris. I don't know what to do because I pulled the dual hubs from. Well, the dual hubs are actually from the the giant, the default giant. See, look at this. It goes, then it goes right back down. Why? Why? What, now my blinker turns on? That was kind of weird. Yeah, now it's working. Oh boy. This is getting a little crazy. Okay. Where's Cat going? Oh no. Did you get her unstuck? Yeah, she's going the wrong way. I think she's going the wrong way. But I think she was unstuck, so you're not needing me anymore. Okay, yeah, so Gearbox, those extremists real life, yeah, not. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks, Platinum. Tomer. Yeah, so Tomer, about the strip tilling. I forget, remind me, I did see your comment there, but I was busy trying to get these mods working. I forgot what your comment was, actually, Tomer. Maybe you could remind me. It was something about if it was just a matter of whether or not I was going to upload the... Oh, that's right. You asked if I was going to upload the dual wheel tractors so you could go fill up Wayne, Cat. Or I can hop in that and... No, just go fill up Wayne. If there's another tractor available, there is another planter that we could be planting with right now. And if we don't, then we could actually buy another tractor at the moment if all the tractors are currently full up. Someone could also grab a truck and see how this thing handles. Taking dual anhydrous tanks down to the down to pick up some more fertilizer. We need some more fertilizer. That is an update that I changed in this version of the map. The seed or the fertilizer rather over at Sunag is like 10 times cheaper than what you're gonna buy at the store. So that's a little bit different. You'd have to upload your modded vehicles and link them to the data bank, which is something that might not. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, Chris. And that's why I can't just. Yeah, it'd basically be me re-uploading a mod. All right, Noah, you can go on out and start planting another field. And Anik, there's another planter up in the barnyard. You could go grab that planter and start planting on one of the fields. Well, don't go above 30 miles an hour. You're pulling a really top-heavy trailer. Oh, did you tip over again? Yeah, more realistic. Yeah, that's more realistic. You could probably go up to 40 in those things, so it might not be perfectly real life, but yeah, those things are very, especially when they're full with MR seeds. It's very top heavy. You probably want a wheel to try to drive with that on the road. 1 second, trying to get caught up with chat. It was a script to add to your planters to make them no-till as well as. Okay, so actually you can make any planter no-till if you know anything about any. Basically, all you have to do is go to open up the mod and open up the XML of the mod, or if you're using the MR, open up the XML of the MR mod, and the XML in the MR databank, and then look for uses direct seeding or something like that. It's called direct seeding, and then it's set that from false to true, and then it's no-till. However, yeah, it doesn't properly update the texture on the ground. It still makes it look like you're cultivating the ground instead of proper no-till. So yes, that is. You don't necessarily need a script to do that. However, the toolbar here. This toolbar was by default. So this was on American Eagles modding, and by default, this toolbar actually had individual strips so that you could no-till. So if you actually download this mod itself, then you could make this a strip till rig, and it would actually look like strip till. And then actually, if you plant over them with a planter, I mean, it'd kind of look ugly because it's not gonna, the game just isn't modeled for individual rows. It's modeled for drilled crops, and it's kind of a thing. But Yeah, so you could actually have rows with that, and then if you do direct seeding, it would actually work with a rig like this. However, for performance considerations, well, I can show you guys real quick. Actually, let's just change this real quick. I actually learned a lot that I didn't know about models. So since you asked, you can do this part of it yourself. Let's just go to the databank real quick. I'll resume the stream real quick. This is not going to be another modding thing, but right here, for example, the BB toolbar. So if you look under work areas, work area is what you want to look at, this section. And I showed you right here. I actually changed this myself, so I didn't leave the original. The original had individual work areas for the cultivator. It had one work area for the sprayer and individual work areas for the actual cultivation, right? So it had like 10 of these lines, but then they were different indexes, right? So you have a start, a width, and a height index. If you go into Giants Editor and look for these indexes, you'll see these points actually in there. So basically I deleted all of them except for one, and then I just made this go all the way across the planter. That's all I did to change this for the server. But if you download this by default, it is an actual strip till rig. That's over on American Eagles Modding. Let's go back in the game. And 1 second, I gotta get chat back because my stream is just not updating for some reason. It's kind of weird. All right, what's up, Arkansas Bound? How you doing? Some don't have it, so I told you the script. Oh, I didn't realize you were talking about a script. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I didn't realize there's a direct seeding script. As far as I know, it's just a true-false statement in an individual mod. I don't see why you need a script unless it actually does something separate, like leaves strips, for example, that you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about, Tomer? It actually leaves strips similar to that no-till rig, even though you seed the entire field? Because that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. All right, let's see if we can drive out to the end of the waterway here. And, oh. Let's try to drive out to the end of the waterway and just see what's going on. I don't think anybody needs fertilizer. It should probably be, it should probably be pretty well set up here. We got an empty tractor coming on home. Platinum Turbo probably escorting Cat to make sure Cat didn't flip it again. I think there might be another planter up there, Platinum. If man, she's going fast. Anik, you should be able to turn off the gearbox if you want. Remember, it is, I believe it's right control and semicolon. Or I could run that planner if you wanted. Let's see, what field is not seeded? I think, we got, let's take a look at the map here. It is, but some mods don't have a true false. Oh, okay, so it's not strips. You have to insert the true false. Okay, I see what you mean. Let's look at fruit types here. Well, that's not going to give us a good indication. Fruit growth. So that's right. So we do have just a little bit more of this field. We got Noah out there planting field number 10. So someone still needs to go plant field number 4 as corn. And remember, I hope everybody remembered, it is going to be that looks odd, even, and 12 is even, 3. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's not a huge year for corn, actually. A lot of those fields are 8's just a little small one, and that one's soybeans, so that's not a huge mistake. So really, it's just 4 is corn, 13 finish up as soybeans. It looks like only half of 3 field number 6 is planted. It looks like somebody didn't. Looks like somebody didn't watch my my video that I did. And they just planted the west side of that field. You actually plant straight through that field. That is all one field. Field number 6, and that entire thing, all the way from east to west, should be planted as corn. So someone could actually go finish up on the east side of field number 6 and plant that one as corn, since that one didn't go all the way through. But yeah, it throws a lot of people off. I was talking about this. It's not I mean, it's not entirely their fault because they're used to playing UK maps, and whenever you see grass, it's like, oh, this is another field, and you automatically stop and turn around. But in actuality, this is all planted as one field straight through, just like 13 would be. However, I decided to make this a grass area in 13 just because, I don't know, it'd be a good reset point, or maybe a placeables or something like that. Thank you for the sub, Chris. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can see you on the channel over here at some point. And maybe play on the map as well over on the server. Anik, if you need any help with the gearbox, I can probably turn off gearbox for you if you need that help. There's Platinum Turbo with oh, Sea Tender. Yeah, do we have 4 planners out here? Where is let me look at our equipment real quick. Whoops, let's go to tools. And I think we have all the planters out here, unless we got Wayne, Michael, Noah, and Anik. Yeah, so that was all 4 planters. I mean, we could buy a 5th planter. Alternatively, I think for the, let's see, is every field fertilized? I think every field has a 2nd layer of fertilizer. Yeah, so the next thing we can do is check on our fertilizer levels. Someone could perhaps drive and get oh, got it. Noah/Jimmy. We could also perhaps drive on down and get some fertilizer refill. Maybe me and Kat could do that. That would be a nice fun little adventure on these trucks. But maybe Kat should take a tractor so she can't go as fast. And we can leave a truck here for the seed, or maybe we should do that. Oh goodness, you just Platinum, if you want to maybe put single tires on that tractor and go get some fertilizer tank refills down at the Sun Ag, I can take over seed refill duties. We also have, is anybody 11 doesn't have level 2 feed. Level 2. Oh, it might be. Thank you. I didn't see that. I think that one. Okay, so that one's a little bit different because that one was already planted when we bought it, so we sprayed it after the fact. I think 4 is sprayed, so that'll get another fertilizer layer once we. Yeah, but 11's a little bit. 11 and 12. Those were sprayed after we bought them. They were already planted when we bought them. So unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until they advance the growth stage and do another level of fertilizer then. And then unfortunately, level 12, we already bought it. Oh, it's already corn. Okay, that lucked out. I mean, we do have enough money. We could get the tractor in case somebody wants to use it. Noah, where are... Okay, maybe we should go plant for a little bit with Noah. I mean, if you go slow, I mean, realistically, if you're pulling tandem tankers like that on the road, you probably wouldn't want to go more than 20, maybe 30 miles an hour. So if you want to try the truck, then by all means try the truck. Just set that cruise control and don't go fast. I think Noah said he'd step out, but he might have gotten in. I don't see. Oh, I didn't have tractor selected. Okay, let's hop in here and let's maybe start planning a little bit. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh boy. So here's a quick note, guys. For those that you want fertilizer, you want liquid fertilizer, grab one of those tandem tankers. For those that don't know, I think this is planted in strips. Are those strips? I can't tell with the detail level. That doesn't look like it's seeded. Or maybe it is. For those that don't know, don't use the... I like the Pro Seed mod because of the sounds and the flexibility it gives, but don't use wheel lanes. There's no such thing as wheel lanes in corn and soybeans. So turn off wheel lanes if you're using them. Let's take a look here real quick. Oh yeah, manual. Let's turn off tram lines there. There we go. I think we can turn off our What? Our hazards? Yeah, it does look like wheel lanes. Yeah, that's something we don't have with corn. Or soybeans, or really any road crop. And I am in neutral. All right. 1 second. Let's hit up GPS there. And oh, that's right. It just takes a little while to update the textures here. Ooh. So we're also not planning the best either. 1 second. I need to click on the new button. Stop chatting. Where's the, what is it? Control N, I think is, what's the new path? And I'm overheating the clutch. There we go. Oops, I didn't mean to do that one. That's the one I meant, and now we're off a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now, I think we're good to go. Now we're not good to go. I accidentally pressed, oh my goodness, I'm just making a nightmare out of this. Okay, here we go. I think we're good. Let's turn on our GPS and I don't I don't know if you're on the double tank thing, but you want a double tank thing, if that makes sense. What version? It's whatever one is from the mod hub. I'm not actually sure. Oh boy. Why is auto steer so bad? That's interesting. Whoa. Why? What in the world is... Why is my steering so... I did press M. It's not... Oh, I gotta be on the tractor? I'm having problems. I can't press M. Wayne, I disabled... That's right, I disabled that button. Yeah, I unbound M. Well, it's just... Yeah, it's just because I unbound a key. That's the only reason why. Can someone come unbind a key for me, please? Yeah, 15's a pretty safe speed. Yeah, those look like wheel lanes. Yeah, for future reference, can someone get in here, press M? It looks like it's a broken tractor. Look at that. For future reference, anybody who plays on the server, remember not to use wheel lanes with the Proceed mod. Just disable them. And if you don't know what that is, then you probably don't have wheel lanes. But if you do know what that is, then just disable them. Thank you, Razor. Well, looks like looks like I'm kind of out of luck if nobody hops in here and disables M for me. Can someone do this? Nobody? Yes, that is correct, Kat. Pick it up from bottom right-hand corner. You should be... Oh, that's kind of weird. If you look on the map and... Oh, I thought I changed that 110 in text. I guess I didn't. I thought I changed it. Yeah, it's the only shop icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. If that's what you're looking at. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Platinum. No, it was unbound. Did you just rebind it? I think you rebound it. Yeah, you just rebound it. Undo it. Thank you. All right, we are good. Let's hit GPS again, and here we go. All right. I think we're good. Right? Yeah. It takes a little while to update. We are an even number of fields. So we're planting the right crop. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, I love the sound of this tractor. This is awesome. Good old sequential drive select there. This mod took forever to make. I'm so happy. Tell them to shop to the right of field 28. I'm gonna actually plant another set of end rows out here, just to make it a little bit easier. 1 second. And what do I need to do that? Oh, that's right. I'm going to get rid of lines. And then I'm going to get that back. Tell them the, yeah, so cat, it is, if you go, it's basically go between, you're aiming for, yeah, keep going south until you hit Allentown Road, turn left on Allentown Road, and then go until the end of the map, and you will see Sun Ag. That's the, that's what you need to do. We can't turn there. Yeah, yeah, Tomer, it is tilled ground because, I'm sorry, let me make sure I didn't miss a comment. Yeah, that's part of the, strip till rig thing. It's technically strict tilled. I mean, we're simulating strip till, right? But for gameplay purposes, it's cultivated just because that's what that strip till rug does. It could actually strip till but it affects performance in such a huge way. So I didn't want to, wait a minute. Do I have something destroying? Oh, that was a turn. He must have seeded that, right? That's kind of weird. Do I have wheel lanes back on? I do, don't I? I thought I turned them off. Those aren't wheel lanes then, are they? What the heck? Do I want the check mark for wheel lanes? I thought the X would get rid of them. How you doing, Abadu? Adibu. Oh, that's okay, Tomer. Yeah, I just like to explain things. Oh, and there we go with the clutch again. Seed can be bought up at Beck Seed. If we are all out of seed, Beck Seed is located right to the left of the M on the map boundary if you look at the mini-map on the north side of the map. Does anybody know why I would have wheel lanes if I disabled them? I mean, I set them to disabled, but now I have wheel lanes. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's what I thought, but it's, look, it's not checked. So does that mean, is that get rid of wheel lanes then? Is that the better way to do it? No, it shows red right there. That's gotta, wait, how do I get rid of wheel lanes? Okay, I guess I just had to toggle or something. There we go. There we go. I guess I just had to toggle it. Now it does not show wheel lanes in the HUD. Okay, so we're good. For some reason, I turned it off, but I had to toggle. Oh, we are going backwards with a mechanical planter lowered. That is a huge no-no. We do not want that. So really, I would have had a marker over here. Since I don't have a marker, we're just kind of doing this best guess. Not how you want to plant corn. Slash and disappearance we know. Yeah, I had yeah, it wasn't checked. So I thought that meant that it was good. But I just had to toggle it because I don't know if you saw, you can go back and look, but even though I had the X there, it still showed the two red lines there underneath the seeder. So I think I just had to, all I did is I went back and I toggled it from semi to manual back, and then it fixed itself. So I think that's all that needed. Just in case anybody, yeah, it could be a multiplayer server glitch thing. Just in case anybody ever has that problem in the future. Let's dial down our cruise control here. Wait, yeah. Something like that. All right, now we can finally oh yeah, did you read that? Excuse me. Sorry, I had to cough. Did you read over in the thread how how this thing also doesn't have markers. I spent like days animating this thing, and look at this. One thing I did was, this took forever because I didn't know anything about animations. But if you zoom in here, the cylinders actually now move with the wheels, even the ones on the outside. Watch this when the planter lifts up. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That took me quite a long time to animate. It's still not quite perfect, but it's good. It's pretty good. So let's make sure we're on here. Once I mean, now that I figured out how to animate things, I don't think it would be too terrible. But I don't know. That's something that I'll have to address later. I know from editing the MR version of this tractor, I know the max torque on this tractor is at 1350 RPM. So it's actually, yeah, it's actually Kerbo. Now that I know how to do it, if it's built correctly. So, for example, those markers might actually be solid objects that they built in Giants Editor. And if it's one solid object, it's impossible to edit because I don't know how to use I don't know how to use Blender to take it apart and make it different things. However, these cylinders and the wheels, they were all separated properly, and I'm on GPS. I guess I set a new course. We'll go back and fix it. It was set up correctly in Blender. However, whoever put the mod together in Giants Editor just didn't put it together properly, and those cylinders were not set up in the XML. However, that's what I did, and if the markers are like that as well, then I would think it wouldn't be too terribly difficult to go back and animate the markers as well. Because I would like to be able to use the markers. It would be kind of fun to simulate, hey, this is an old tractor, it doesn't have GPS, so we're just gonna play without GPS on this tractor. And I'm just gonna go back and do another end row. Typically, we plant 24 end rows in real life for an average size combine. Yeah, but anyway, to finish that thought, Kerbo, the cylinders were all actually easily animated once Modelisher taught me, you know, what the different times in XML mean. Once you understand that, if it's modeled properly, it's actually easy because they were already set up to pivot properly in Giants Editor. It was just a matter of finding out the node. So basically, you just, in Giants Editor, you move it to where the fully raised position is, you record those values in the XML, and then you move it to the fully lowered position and record those values in the XML, and then you're done. It's actually really simple, but the problem is if it's not built correctly, then you're out of luck. But this actually, at least on the raising and the lowering, was built properly. So if I had to guess, I would think the yeah, Tomer, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I would wager to say that since the other things were built properly, I would be willing to bet that the markers would also be modeled properly, but I just don't know that. Okay, let's turn around here. Maybe get a little bit on their grass. They won't mind. Yeah, they don't really mind. All right, we're going to go back and fix that where we had a slightly different course than Noah. I should have just, no, I didn't, Eddie! No! You didn't see me do that. No, I did it proper. I went to the end, I lowered it, waited till it lowered, and then went forward. And that's too high of a gear. That's hilarious. Yeah, and for those of you who don't understand what Razor is talking about, that is a very important thing, because if you imagine the seeder going into the ground, you need a proper amount of downforce. So, for example, say we have the downforce pressure, which is set by, well, various mechanisms, but in old planters like this, it's probably set by springs, right? So say we have downforce set to 250 pounds on those rear boxes in the back. So each one of those boxes in the back has downforce at 250 pounds. And you need that to get the seed at the proper depth in the ground consistently. You don't want it too shallow. You need them all at the exact depth when the seed's dropping in the ground. And so if you drop the planter on the fly, I'll do it just so you can maybe see what Razor's talking about. So if you imagine me going like this, dropping the seeder, as soon as those seeds start dropping, from the time they first start seeding, dropping out of the tube into, oh, way too high here. Yeah, come on, there we go. From the time they start dropping out of the tube until the time the planter is fully seeded at the max spring pressure that we have set, they're going to be at a different depth, and that's a loss of yield. You do that with, you do that over the course of, you know, however many end rows that you drop the seeder into, you're going to lose a lot of yield on a field. Yeah, Platinum Turbo, I'm planting corn, I'm not going to need a refill likely on this field. I'll be fine. Let's go up to 6 miles an hour. I had a nice conversation with Modelisha on our planter in real life. We actually found out, yeah, you're going to find I scaled everything true to real life. These planters don't hold a terrible amount of seed in them, especially concerning soybeans. I modeled a realistic seeding rate for soybeans, so you're gonna need a lot of refills if you're on soybeans. That's just the way of it, and that's Razor says yes. I'm talking about the tracks behind the seeder, but not the normal tire tracks. Yeah, that's something the Pro Seed mod does. Unless you go in and edit that, you're not gonna have that on your actual tractor. No, there's no way you can go on the highway. It's not dumb, it's just, there's no way you can go on the highway because that's how it is in real life. So that's how I modeled it in the game. In real life, no, you were saying LOL. I'm not sure what you mean, Razor. I'm just fixing that little bit that's gonna drive me OCD. What was I saying? Yes, Cat, in real life, for those interested, why I did not put an interstate on this map is because there are interstate exits up near the north end of the map, field 24, right? And then there's an exit on Broadway, which is right between fields 25 and 26. There is no entrance down near the elevator, and that's basically the only reason we would want an entrance, because to go to the elevator. So I didn't put an entrance just to go from field 24 to field 26. I mean, that's kind of pointless. You can just go around on the road for that. So, plus there was not a. That's the real reason. But if you want to know why I didn't even model it, even though it would be worthless, well, for one time, but. And I came uncrooked there, Razor. No comments. No comments. I did come uncrooked. You want to come in as straight as possible. That's another thing that'll hurt your yield. If you imagine, for example, let's just stop. Since I went in crooked, these rows right here are going to be slightly closer to these rows. And if you do that over the course of, you know, all the times you're turning around on the field, then you're going to lose yield. In real life, I actually back up and come in straight if I notice I'm ever crooked. He asked the game server if you were talking about the tire track behind the seeder. You missed the question. I was helping you catch up. Okay. Oh, I didn't even see him. I didn't even see Wayne's question. Yeah, I got you now. I didn't even see Wayne's question. I was not talking about, yeah. So, Razor, if you already explained it to him, then that's... oh, tell Wayne, yeah, oh, I get it now. Got it. Yeah, exactly. Not the normal tire tracks. I'm talking about the wheel lanes left by the Pro Seed mod. But if you never open up the Pro Seed HUD, which is over on the number pad, by default, it has wheel lanes turned off, and that's what we want. We do not want wheel lanes. Whoa. I guess I did not drop that planter in time. That's bad. With all the perfection of seeding, isn't there a point of diminishing return? I mean, it's... well, they actually call corn gold. No, there's actually not. Well, maybe eventually. I mean, but right now, even with all the technology we have, I'm gonna go back and finish that because that's annoying. Modelisha asked, for those of you not reading the chat that are in game, with all the perfection in seeding, isn't there a point of diminishing returns? I mean, it's corn and soy, not gold. Eventually, maybe. Not right now. For example, our seeder, or if you want to call it by the proper name, planter, we had a discussion over on, I'm going to fix this too, over on the server. It is called a planter if you want to talk properly. But our planter with our technology shows that we lose about $5 an acre. It calculates all that out based on all the things we talked about in the past. Every time that we miss a seed, it measures that. Every time we drop an extra seed down the tube, when obviously we only want one seed, it measures that. It measures the spacing between each seed that it drops. If it's not perfect, it tells us. And it also measures something called like good ride, which is basically what I was talking about earlier, where you have the downforce pressure. So all the downforce, you need every seed at a perfect depth in the ground. It measures all those things, and the best we can get our planter is like $5 an acre. So add that up if you farm 1,000 acres. Add that up if you farm 300 acres. I mean, it adds up over the course of your harvest. And combine, combines aren't perfect either. You lose some out in the field with combines as well. So eventually you're going to get diminishing returns, Modelisha, but right now it's not perfect enough. How many dollars would it cost to not lose those $5 per acre? How many dollars? So are you talking about the price for the technology? We have a customer spending about 20 grand on precision parts for his corn planter. Close the gap, yeah. It depends on, well, there you go. I mean, there's a good example. It depends on how long you're going to have the equipment and how many acres you farm and how much it costs to upgrade your planter. Obviously, if you have bigger equipment, welcome. Thanks for the Christian? I'm not sure how to say your name. If you get in chat, I would like to be able to say it properly, even if I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, maybe eventually, but right now technology and the planter's mechanical ability is not near that point yet. My voice is going. I need more of my home remedy. I need some honey. For those that don't know the inside joke, I drank honey when my voice starts to go. I don't know why. I'll do a proper job next time. That was just starting to bother me there. Okay, we'll lift up properly. Well, like you said, I mean that's kind of it, Modelisha. I mean, for example, okay, so here's another example. We actually don't plant our corn anymore because we have our neighbor plant our corn. We're kind of in somewhat of a partnership with them because he has a couple things on there. He has, one of them is variable rate seeding, and they've done studies where excuse me, I got a cough. Where variable rate seeding gives you approximately a yield boost of 2 to 3%. And, this is ugly. Just ignore that I pulled in crooked there. So variable rate seeding gives you 2 to 3% yield boost on corn. And if you look at The other thing that he does a little squirt of nitrogen. So it's basically kind of what this planter is simulating, and why I turned the fertilizer usage down so low when we're planting corn. Because if you are using this, he basically has a rig, and he's tested it out on his field. He gives each little drop of seed a small little spritz of nitrogen, and that gives him a yield boost of about 5 bushels an acre. And his, oh boy, we're gonna go back. That gives him another little yield boost. And he also uses GPS. We don't have GPS on our tractors. GPS is proven to give you another yield boost for 2 to 3%. And this is all talking about corn and soybeans, road crops. And I'll come back to that in a second. So it's actually, with those yield boosts, it's actually, we make money paying him to plant our corn. Not soybeans. It doesn't, precision matters for soybeans, but not as much as corn. So with his technology, we actually make money paying him to plant our corn. I mean, that's bottom line right there. Just because I missed it, I think it's really, it's maybe a little too slow. I think it's pretty close to realistic. For those that don't know, we also talked about the difference between seeders and planters. Planters are, traditionally speaking, this. I even looked it up. John Deere actually has 2 different web pages, one for planting equipment, one for seeding or drilling technology. Typically, planting is, you need more precision, and that's just what I've been talking about this episode. It's a lot of precision required in a planter. We put a hydraulic motor on the ground drive set so we can variable. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. And so that, what Tomer says there, and that's one of the beauties of farming. It sounds like that's something that they kind of came up with themselves. That's, farmers are very innovative. That's a lot of what drives farmers. So in so many other fields of work, precision and perfection is lost due to efficiency. Yeah, it's I see where you're going with that, and I totally get it. Eventually, wow, this is gonna be another crooked one. Eventually, it might get to the point where it's gonna get lost. I hope. I probably need to just stop and wait. Razor's gonna get on me again. That's true, especially to that level. It just doesn't matter. But you add it all up over the course of a harvest or over a planting, and it definitely matters. All right, you know, did I screw those wheels up too? Oh, look at those tire tracks. Oh, something else to adjust. Why are there wheels all the way out there? Oh my goodness. I must have dummy wheels. Does this mod have dummy wheels? What in the world? Yeah, auto steer is definitely, if you're talking about auto driving tractors, I mean, because they already, depending on what your definition is, they already have auto steer. I mean, I'm using it right now. Auto turning is another animal. They do have auto turning on even some manual tractors, but if you're talking about a full robotic, you know, tractor, I mean, they actually already have a few of those functional. They're just, from what I say, they're just not totally practical yet. It's because seating part is in front of the wheels, so to leave tire marks. I don't understand. The seating part's in front of the wheels, but that doesn't explain why the wheels are so far ahead. I mean, doesn't it model the tire tracks where the individual wheels are? Wait, I don't see them that time. Oh, there they are. Yeah, it's just in the shadows. That's why. Oh well. I don't know. Yeah, and what Tomer was saying, the automatic tractors that basically go, I don't know if you'll even have to drive it to a field. I I think that's the biggest problem for a lot of people. I know they have totally autonomous tractors, but I don't know how you get it to the field. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, the problem I can see with the totally autonomous tractors is there's some smaller farmers. It'll really only come into play for huge farmers that have to pay other people to farm. If you're smaller, I don't think something like that would ever be beneficial because you can do the job yourself basically for cheaper. With GPS and auto steer, there's no difference between autonomy except for maybe a little bit of fuel efficiency. I could see that argument, but yeah. We have monitors on our... Oh yeah. Where do you farm at, Tomer? In the 60s? What was it, plow by wire? Like a literal wire? Not like, you know, when they talk about fly by wire, it's literally nothing. I don't even know why they use that term because it's like an oxymoron. Yeah, JC, that's kind of what I was talking about. It's like we don't have enough land to justify GPS auto steer, variable rate seed, but the technology's so good that we make money paying someone else to plant our corn with their technology. I mean, that's just, we're kind of lucky in that way. You made a furrow at the end of field, and the tractor kept going up and down the field outside. In the 60s? Wow! No way! All right, we're gonna do another end road here just because. I thought, oh, okay, Razor. I thought fly-by-wire now also means wireless. Like I thought there were no wires. Like not electrical. Oh yeah, I don't want GPS. What am I doing? I didn't even think there were electrical wires. I thought it was like wireless. I thought that's what fly-by-wire was when they use that term. If they change it from fly-by-wire, you're using electricity. You're using electrical controls to replace the mechanical linkages, and then that makes sense why they started using fly-by-wire. That totally makes sense. Minutes and I go in there. Oh, now I ended up in the ditch. That's bad. Somebody wants to plan for it. I don't think it's good over me to do fighting. If you want to. Oh. Well, I was gonna say I could disable them in this tractor, and you could come over here and use this tractor. It is a beast, Kerbo. It's, you know, I actually looked it up, and the horsepower ratings are good. They're accurate. It's the PTO test was, I think, 200 horsepower. Well, it was. I gotta get bigger turning around here. That one goes in the big green tank, Cat. Look here, kind of to the left of the shed, between the big shed and the big silos. Look between there. It goes there. They just released a multi-hybrid. Well, that's interesting. Why would you eat so many peaches then? That's interesting, JC. Oh, really? CVT in 1966. That's amazing, some of the technology they had back then. Was it just not as good? Like, did you have to replace a lot of, what is it? Like, CVTs typically use some type of belt in the transmission, right? I wonder if the technology didn't catch on so much back then, just because like you had a lot of replacement parts and reliability wasn't as good. So, millions of peaches. That's interesting. The mile per hour. Oh no, I'm gonna do it again. The mile per hour seems off. Do you know what? That's weird. So anybody, maybe you guys can tell me. I'm not too good at gearbox. But why does it say 3.2 miles per hour in the gear I'm at, where I'm at 7 miles an hour right now? Is that like the ideal speed for maximum efficiency or something? That's clearly not top speed. So what does that mean, I wonder? Oh, really? So is that the problem with CVT? I mean, I assume they fixed that drivetrain efficiency loss problem, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have CVTs wouldn't be so common. That's interesting. And pretty close to perfect there. Why is field 8 beans and not corn? Because I don't know. I think Wayne planted that one. Wayne actually planted field 8. Blame him. It's all Wayne's fault. Yeah, it was him. I knew it. So why do people use them then? Is it because you lose the efficiency in the drivetrain, but the engine's so much more powerful that it doesn't matter, and you get the fuel economy? Is that why? Like, tractors are just so overpowered now that the loss doesn't really matter? Steel's unreliable. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, thanks, Curvo. This was actually my first time ever setting up gearbox, so I could have easily done something wrong. Yeah, that's fine, Wayne. We actually do that in real life. For example, field 3 and 5. I'm glad they're actually both odd, because field 3 and 5 in real life, it's close enough. We actually we harvest them separately for record keeping, but we actually plant them together and then just say, well, field 5 is this many acres, it was this much seed. Even though technically I think for insurance purposes, we should be doing everything separate, but we kind of fudged that one just a little bit. It's smaller, it's right next to it, and that's what we do. One thing those guys in chat are having a heyday. This is gonna bother me, these wheel lanes. Hopefully nobody else uses wheel lanes. I wonder if I could actually, for my server, go into the Proceed mod and comment out the section where it uses wheel lanes, like make it permanently disabled. Putting videos with the hydraulic pumps for they have several drive steps where they almost reach 100% mechanical. Oh, that's really interesting. You know what I'm gonna do tomorrow at work? I think instead of doing MR converts, I'm gonna read more about transmissions. That's fascinating. I think I have some time. This is gonna bother me. We're gonna replant here. We're gonna say that the rain came and washed some of our corn out, so we have to replant. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not completely gonna say we're gonna. Trailer attaching is tweaking on the solo John Deere should be a sort of bit. Yeah, that was something that I thought I adjusted. I looked at that and I thought I had that right, but I guess I might have made it a little bit too limiting. Write down these notes, guys, and make sure. Write down these notes, guys, and make sure that make sure that we get these fixes in the future. It'd be great to be able to fix these things. Let's yeah, it says my load's at 90% too. That seems a little weird. Synchronizing data. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Welcome back, Noah. I don't know if you heard me talking about wheel lanes or not, but we don't how to explain it. So row crops, yeah, I don't know, maybe someone could check that. I forget what I used. But anyway, Noah, yeah, row crops, they don't have or they don't need wheel lanes because that's the whole point of, like, for example, that's why I made these tires big like this, because they're designed, if they're properly spaced, they're designed to drive the tractor between the rows, so you actually don't damage any crops when you're driving over them. And indeed, even if you are, oh, look at that, that's a good shot. Even if you know, turn around on the end rows, I think it's something, I forget how high it is for corn. Basically, until the stalk actually snaps, it can bend over, you can drive right over it, and it'll spring right back up. The yield might not be quite as good as the surrounding crops, but it won't be damaged like, you know, you get with wheel lanes. And also, because the crops get so high anyway, you typically don't spray them later when it gets to the point where you'd be making tracks in the middle of the field. And if you do, that's when crop dusters come into play. Yeah, don't. They even name it. Yep. So why sprays have those metal triangles sticking? Oh yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a long time because everybody seems to use GPS now. But that's exactly right, Noah. They for those that don't know, like, I remember my dad used to have one of those. You have a little guide for, like, when you're side dressing and, you know, mechanically cultivating road crops. You have, like, a little orange guide off the side of the tire. So it'd be somewhere like right in here or right outside here. So that way you can look down when you're in the cab. You basically just look down and you can see where that guide is, and basically you keep the row of crops in between that guide, and then you know you're not running over any of the other crops. And this is not the way that you plant corn, but we're just kind of touching up some wheel lanes here, and then we'll be done. How you doing, JT? James JT. He is my cousin over from California. How you doing, buddy? We've had a really good discussion about corn. Will you ever add a badger? Is that a joke, or is there a real badger mod? I'm finishing up. I'm gonna start planting field 4 with corn. Someone else could come over and join me, unless you guys are doing some other fields. Really interesting discussion over there. A bagger, not badger. Oh, he even said bagger. Why did I think he meant badger? I was imagining, like, a mod that simulated, like, a badger or a gopher popping up in the field, and yeah, I don't know why I thought. That would actually be a really cool mod, and it would actually be kind of like real life, because I'm actually looking into getting the bagger in real life, because if we switch the farm over to organics, we don't have bin storage to hold the crops until the organic contract people come pick it up. So I'm actually looking into the bagger thing, because that's yeah, exactly. That's it's a really cool thing. Ever since you were kind of ever since you kind of talked to me about that, I started researching and looking at that some more. It's actually a really, really cool system. I think here, let's see, how are we going to do this? A badger mod sounds, it does, doesn't it? A badger mod? YouTube videos in Fortnite. Yeah, JT, I don't really play a lot of shooters. If I do play shooters, it's typically like a realistic shooter. I don't know if you've heard of Arma. You should look up Arma 3. Arma 3 is where it's at. Anyway, let's back up here, and then we will start a row here, right next to the good old oak tree that isn't there in real life anymore. All right, so let's pull this up. Let's do new path. Let's just, oh, that's gonna be way too crooked. Let's get our lines back just to adjust that, because that's gonna be, oh no, my lines are gone because I did the debug thing. Oh shoot. Okay, well what we're gonna do then is we're gonna drive for a little bit and go down to 11. Yeah, I don't know. It could last. It might be over soon. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty straight. All right. The only game that I'm certain is not going away anytime soon is League of Legends. I actually do, you know, despite the name of my channel, despite all the realistic and simulation games I love, I actually really like to play League of Legends. So, I really like League of Legends. If I do any type of, action game, and it's not a realistic shooter like Arma, it would probably be League of Legends, just because I have so much fun. But I've been out of it for such a long time now. Oh boy. I want to go watch. Yeah, Arma's, yeah, exactly. I was in, when I played Arma, we actually know these people, and they don't mind us using their yard just a little bit. So I'm going to use the yard to turn around. And then, is this corner soybeans? This is going to be soybeans, so I don't want to plant over on that field. Yeah, so I was in a club with about like 10 guys, and we just got together every Friday night and we played Arma on online. It was all co-op versus AI, but I had the time of my life. It's so stinking realistic. It gives you, it's terrifying, and you really don't want to die, because then you sit out for the entire game. And yeah, Noah can check our seed depth there a little bit. Actually, my brother walks this path just to make sure that there's, because they typically have some pretty tall weeds along the backside of that fence there. So he typically walks there and makes sure that there is no, actually we gotta stop here, so we shouldn't drive out in their yard. He makes sure that there's nothing big or sharp there right next to the planter, because we don't want to damage anything in the planter. Alright, so I actually should have stopped a little bit. I can't remember, it's a family-friendly stream, so try not to use the language. But you're not on, you can say the language since your voices are not being put through. So if that helps you out, yeah, you can go watch Cat Landon. All of the big problems are fixed. We have a few small minor problems, but they're nothing big. We got everything fixed out, and you probably won't notice the minor problems, so I'm not gonna talk about those. And ideally what I'm doing here is I would have wanted to leave a bit more of a gap back there, basically enough of a width for one planter, and then that would have been my planter road going down the field that way. But I didn't really think, and I didn't really plan it out. The drone mod, yeah, we tried to actually do that, but we found out that it didn't work with MR. The Phantom DJ, whatever, it just doesn't work with MR. I don't think there's anything that we can do about that. I think actually right here I'm gonna plant. This tractor doesn't turn the tightest. Oh, I did it again. So ugly. This tractor doesn't turn the tightest. I am going to do 3 end rows down here. I think cat crashed. Yeah, probably. It sounds like it. I don't know what the problem is. It was on video where I backed up a trailer like that with the front axle. I backed it up and hooked up the other tractor. I hooked it up to the other trailer. Yeah, exactly. I did that flawlessly twice in a row on the first try on stream. That was pretty awesome. I'm very proud of myself, if I can say. It helps to, the trick is, Kat, I don't know if she's listening, but the trick is, as soon as you go slow and as soon as you start the tongue going the wrong way, just pull forward and straighten yourself out again, and then just go slow again. It is a little bit hard in game because, you know, when you're always facing forward, your wheel is always in front of you, even when you're looking behind you. Like this now, my wheel's actually in front of me on my desk. So it's a little bit not like real life. It's a little bit hard. 0 for 0. Yeah. The guys are so helpful. You can just use the endgame fly mode. Oh yeah, that's right. Alicia had a good point. If you have developer console enabled, you can enter GS. What was that? Toggle no flight, no HUD, and you can fly to get some good shots. That's something that you could do. And I guess that was about the right spacing. I guess I wasn't too far off. Oh yeah, that's right. The back row I was off. Now let's wait for the planner to drop. I think we missed a little bit of that back there, but oh well. Oh, they're cheating. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what Alicia said, there is a point of no return, and that's why you got to pull forward if it starts going the wrong way, because basically you can get to a point of no return where you cannot turn fast enough to correct the actual the steering axle, so you just have to pull forward and start over again. Yeah, remember a language, Cat. You should do force life because. What do you mean by correct? I mean, it doesn't really matter since we have a, oh, that's right, we have a 12 row head. That matches up with our planner. I mean, in real life, I do 24 rows, which would be 2 swipes. But I'm actually not doing proper end rows on this side of the field because field 3 is already planted. And if we have to turn around a little bit on our own field, then that's not the end of the world. Yeah, really, this is actually a 12 row planner. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's, I don't know why. Normally, like we plant 48 end rows. I mean 24. We plant 24 end rows in real life. 48. We plant 24 in real life. But we plant. Oh, I thought it was a 12 row plant head. We plant 24 end rows in real life, but we do have smaller equipment, smaller combine. So if we, you know, if we had bigger equipment, we might change that and plant more end rows. It just depends on your equipment, really. And then what Anik was saying, of course, you always have to match your planting end rows with your combine. And I wouldn't do this in real life, but I'm just gonna go straight through to get the rest of that. Planted. Yeah, you always got to keep your ratios right, and it depends on it depends on how many rows your planter has versus how many rows your combine head has. If you have a 12-row corn head and a 12-row planter, well, then it's easy. But if you have a 6-row combine and a 12-row planter, or a 12-row combine head and a 6-row planter, you basically don't want to be combining on planter rows, which is not quite as important if you have GPS, but you can still kind of see the inaccuracy sometimes. So you typically don't want to harvest on planter rows, and that's when you would basically be driving the planter. For example, half the combine would be on that other pass, and half the combine would be on this pass. And so if I am inaccurate at all when planting, it's not going to make for very good combining. You're going to get maybe some knocked over corn, etc., stuff like that. I'm starting to lose my voice again. All right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta have auto steer for that. that'd be a mess. I mean, even, you know, like our neighbor came in and planted our crops with his corn planter with GPS and auto steer, and even I noticed a little bit of inconsistencies on it. Just every now and then it's like you got off just slightly, and it's just GPS isn't perfect. So yeah, I need exactly. Oops, what am I doing? Start way back here, right? Yeah. All right, there we go. Drove a little bit there. We are in the wrong gear. And now we go. I can get some honey, but I don't have a spoon or anything. It would make my hand really sticky. Ooh, I got a knife. There we go. That'll work. Well, this is a really small field, but just for fun, how about if all the planters are done? Are you guys still planting stuff? We could bring the planters all over to field number 4 and finish off this field with corn. I'm planting. What do you mean nobody's planting? I'm still finishing up this field. If we get all the planters over here, let's just finish it. It'll take really quick. Remember, don't drive across the field though. You better come across on the roads. All those fields are already planted. Don't wanna. Chat is covering up. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Let me I guess I gotta move the chat window then. 1 second. Let me tab to that editor. Let's just move it right there. Okay. And I think I gotta go back a little bit. All right. There we go. Now let me get my chat window back up. I totally didn't even think about that. 1 second. Where's chat? Okay. Yeah. yeah, I know, Razor. All right. You know, maybe I should have put them. I didn't even think about that. I put all of the IC controls as alt, the left alt. I don't even know why I thought of that. It's because PTO, he has the throttle. Wait, what? Yeah, how do you change the hand throttle? I don't even know about gearbox. Like, what is this PTO thing? I did notice it said PTO, but I don't know what that means. Why does it say PTO? I just want to use the gearbox. Like, I don't know about this other stuff. It's hilarious. I already got the end rows planted. All you gotta do is come grab my course. And we're gonna call that good enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. I love the sound of this tractor, isn't it awesome? It's, yeah, I don't know what that is on a German keyboard, plus and minus. Wait, on number pad or? Oh, Kerbo. Kerbo, look at that. That fixed our problem. As soon as I took that off, we get the right mile per hour. We do have 4 planners. I see one over here right now. I don't know where the other ones are at. How you doing, JD8520? Yeah, I learned something about Gearbox. I did not know that before. Learn something new every day. And we're just gonna lower on the fly. It's not gonna hurt our yield that much. Where did we put the planters? I was actually thinking, since we have 2 sheds, we should keep one for maybe one for like tillage, anhydrous ammonia tanks, and then the other one for the combine and the planters, and split the tractors between the 2 or something like that. You know, so one field combine harvesting, the other field, or the other shed, everything in between. I don't know. Still looking for a planter. I don't know. Well, where the? Oh, I did not know that, Kerbo. And here I am, not even paying attention. I thought I was drive halfway into the other field. All right. And down. Think. There we go. Low binding cruise probably more like. Yeah, that's what I typically do. I just actually have cruise control bound, and then on my side console, I actually have a wheel that I can use to speed up or slow down, and I use that to speed up or slow down my speed. However, if I want to be realistic, like with these old tractors, look at that. That tractor has a gear selector shift, a throttle, and a clutch. There's none of this little gas accelerator pedal that these modern tractors have. I've actually never driven a modern tractor with an accelerator. I actually, when I borrowed our neighbor's tractor, it was actually interesting because he was like, you don't have to use the clutch if you don't want to. It's like, what? What do you mean we don't have to use the clutch? It was so foreign to me. I mean, that's why they still put the clutch in there for guys like me and all the old guys. There's probably not very many young guys that. But anyway, yeah, it's like, how do you drive a tractor without a clutch? You just put it in gear? It's like, it's such a foreign concept. And drop and speed up. There we go. That's a little bit more proper. Wayne's got his beacons on. Apparently he's a scary he's a scary tractor driver. I hope you guys are on my same GPS course. We kind of have to be with corn, you know. Never driven a big tractor. Yeah, you know what? It's not necessarily even big. It's modern, right? Because I mean, this tractor is 200 horsepower or 190. I think we have the base model. 190. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, this one's 190. So, I mean, there's a lot of newer tractors for twice the price of this tractor that don't have as many horsepower as this one does. And looks like Wayne is coming back on this one. So the proper way to do this, if you want to be perfectly correct, you head down on the end rows, right? And then you're going to want to select a GPS path, so that way you're compacting the exact same path that you've already driven on. You're not compacting any crops. You're driving in between the rows. That's the way that you work it. That's what you should be doing anyway. I think it's because of what yesterday tractors not remade travel in the U.S. Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like, I don't know how you don't have a throttle, and like, I still don't. Even if I had a new tractor, I don't think I'd like that idea of a throttle and whatchamacallit. Of a throttle and like a pedal on a tractor just seems so weird. I don't know. I actually, do you have to use the pedal? Because I think that would get really, really annoying, having to use the pedal, because then your foot always has to be in a certain position to be able to use the accelerator. I would thank you for the subscription. I don't like that, actually. Do you have to use the pedal on those modern tractors? I would hate it. I would still want to use the throttle. Like, I don't want to be tied to I don't want to be tied with my foot on the accelerator. I mean, granted, I'm sure they still have cruise control for field work, but I don't like that idea. All right, let's go on home here. Well, when there's no cars, we can take up the entire road. They're entitled to half the road when they are there. My wife just popped her head in the road. I'm telling her that I'm driving on home. Look, honey, we're on Queenwood, and this is Springfield Road. You recognize it? You don't? That's Groveland Missionary Church right there. That's where I went to church. Look at that, Queenwood. Look at the signs. It even says Queenwood. See? She sees it now. We're turning on to Springfield Road right now. All right. She'll recognize it as we get closer to home. She didn't even recognize it. Granted, she didn't grow up there, and I'm stuck on the side of the road. All right, there we go. Now let's go home. Did someone turn off traffic, I wonder? Because I don't see any traffic. Sorry, trying to catch up with some traffic. I made 5K in an hour and a half here at Suspicions. Road crap, 48.50. I'm not sure what you guys were talking about there in the past. How do you not? My wife just rolled right me. Oh, if you're talking about, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about there, Christian Valdez. Just sometimes, honey, do you ever call me a nerd? Once in a great while. Are you shy, honey? There's only 27 people watching. The server is located in Germany or the UK somewhere. I don't know. Someone would have to have Peter. You know what? I do have a little bit of high latency. It's like normally around 80. Right now it's up at 100. But it's not lag. You know, so it's a little bit of a slow response, but it's not laggy. Actually, I'm gonna go down to the proper farm entrance. Mom generally doesn't like us using that entrance because it ruins her white rock. So we're gonna go down to this other entrance with the heavy machinery. You're funny, Jason. Going on in. Don't want to ruin the white rock for Mom. Let's get a good shot here. Got the whole fleet pulling on in. I guess let's just turn on in here. Michael almost hit me. Maybe he did. I couldn't tell. All right, so we're gonna park this, and then we're gonna. Why would you want a different pitch indoor pitch RPM? I don't know what you're talking about, Modelisher. If that's something I did, I don't think I did that. I think that's a conversation you had with someone else. Right in a row, right next to where I'm doing it, just like this. I think we have enough room. You guys can feel free to space out a little bit. Right there, all pretty, right in a row. That's where the planters can be parked. And I can't move. Oh, okay, so someone want to make the sound deeper inside to simulate the sound waves going through. Oh, that makes sense. How you doing, Hayden? That's what the indoor low pass gain. Oh, there is something for that. Look at that. Guys, go Noah Wayne. Yeah, bring the planters over there. Park them kind of in a row right next to where I parked mine. Michael's in there kind of parking his like that. And I will, actually, you know what? This could actually be entertaining. How about I turn around here and just get in a corner. Oh, no! That was my fault. What are you... Let's just, let's do this instead. Let's just park back up here. Okay, let's just turn off. Why can't I get out? There we go. All right, let's run over here. Hugs from Portugal. I come from Curvo. Well, welcome, 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 Portugal. What is your? How do I pronounce your name? What should I call you? I would like to know. Demolition Derby, Illinois style. Well, hopefully not. Look at this. That is actually some pretty cool lighting effects. Recommend reversing that planter. Pings are too high. Yeah, sure. I can do it, or someone else can. Noah. No worries. That's probably good enough, Michael. The only thing that annoys me on those John Deere's is the bar down the middle of the. Yeah. You mean in real life? Yes, because it's the exact same thing in real life too. I'm sure you know. We got a couple tractors from that 4000 series on our farm. On which one? The camera angle was messed up on the 7 series. Is that what you're talking about? Let's take a look at this camera angle. I can always go in and edit this. Of course, it's MR. Look at that, going up the steps. We're just parking the tractors now, honey. Were you talking about the camera angle on this one? I don't see... It doesn't feel like it's messed up. Yes, the server is MR. Of course it's MR. I love the looks of the SG2 cab. I don't know what SG2 is. Never driven one, sadly. Probably me neither. Because I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about how far back. I looked at the angle. I didn't look at back. It kind of... When I look down, I see it could be a little too far back. Yeah, it's basically like you're leaning back in the cab and your head's basically on the back windshield. Although... I know in another version, they let you change the camera angle. I don't know if this version has it as well or not. What is that? I'm activating something, but I don't know what it does actually. Maybe we can move the seat on this. Let's move this. What's this button? That's an armrest. That's to turn the chair. I don't know. I know on a lot of the other ones you can do a lot of things. Let's turn that light off. Yeah, I don't know. There's the steering wheel. There's the puddle. That is something. I don't know. Oh, that's windshield wipers. That's the door. Yeah, that just turns the wheel. I don't know. Yeah, mouse scroll up and down doesn't do anything. I don't know. When I press and hold the right mouse button, does that do anything? It shows it's moving something, but I don't see it moving anything. I don't know. That's awful quiet. Oh, it just takes a little while to start up. We are driving the tractor like a crazy person. Let's get a good shot over here. I was trying to just Noah was saying that the camera is awful far back, and if you look at where it's at relative to the seat, I mean, look at that. Your head's basically, I mean, it's like you're leaning back your head against the back of the glass. It is a little bit far back for normal driving. Let's get a screenshot over here. I just don't know. I was looking at some of the tractors, you can actually adjust them, so I didn't know if this was one of those or not. All right, let's get on out and park one tractor in front of all the other ones. Look at this. This is the only tractor on our farm, almost. All right, everybody. We're missing a tractor, right? This was something, maybe, while we still have a lot of viewers here, maybe we can talk about the direction of the farm at the moment. I do have to go, so this is going to be really, really quick, I promise. This is not a really long goodbye. We already have a max loan. We have $126,000. We can wait to spend something, but we can always discuss what maybe to buy now. We could perhaps maybe buy another field for this price. I mean, I think we could buy another field for $120,000. It might have to be a smaller field, but I do have these prices scaled realistically, so it's not like the default in-game prices. Eventually, we're going to conquer this entire map. That's what we want to do here. Oh, yeah, Eddie had a good idea. Try that keypad backslash key, maybe. I'll try that out. The backslash? No. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Doesn't appear to be anything over on the number pad. Nope. Oh well, that's something I can always adjust in the XML. No, I gotta go to the i3D for that, I think. Yeah. Anyway, well, Modelicia, I'm going by now, right now. So yeah, I'm gonna take off here, guys, and I do appreciate. Look at those beautiful lights. I thank you all for the hard work. So. The next thing to do on the farm is, of course, everything's planted. What we're going to do is we're going to fast forward a growth stage, and then we just need to make sure everything gets fertilized. We do have, if you look over here, class, come over here, class. Class, come here. This is awesome. We do have this, this is called a side dress toolbar. Now, this isn't what we use in real life, but this simulates side dressing. Side dressing is what you put on corn. To boost it, kind of, I forget exactly what day that you want to put it on, but when corn gets to a certain growth stage, you have to, in real life, you boost it with nitrogen. There's a specific day, basically a week, in that growth cycle. Maybe someone in chat could help me out what growth stage. But you want to give it a little squirt of nitrogen, and it really boosts the yield a lot. So this toolbar will not cultivate. It will not cultivate. My wife came back in. This toolbar will not cultivate the ground. It just has to be lowered with a tank pulled behind it, and then you will fertilize the crop. So if you want to fertilize realistically, you can side dress it with this toolbar. Maybe we can get a few of these going. We can buy a few of them. I'm trying to, for the purpose of the server, if you look under the anhydrous ammonia section, I am trying to use the case side dress toolbar, which is red, for the side dress toolbar, because it does not cultivate. And then the blue ones, I'm keeping the blue ones as just the plain old toolbar that cultivates. So the blue ones are going to be in the fall or the spring if we don't get to it in the fall. But for cultivating, strip tilling is what we're simulating, but technically in game purposes, it's cultivating with a layer of fertilizer. And then the use the AgriCAD. I don't know if this is from American Aerials Modding. If you know a better one, Tomer, let me know. But right now, just talking with the guys on the server, we're gonna use the red for the basically after the corn's already growing, and then blue is gonna be the cultivator. So if you buy any more tools, make sure to kind of color coordinate that. And if you forget, you can always go into the garage and look, and it'll say right there on the front which one's a side dress toolbar. And remember, side dress is dressing that you apply on the side. It's not cultivating the crop like in the fall. Anyway, that's the next step. Or the soybeans, what we're going to do is what we're going to do is we're going to spray those. We're going to spray them with the sprayer. Liquid fertilizer, we're going to spray them and pretend that we're applying herbicide or something like that to the soybeans. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to side dress the corn, and we're going to spray the soybeans to get everything up to the full level of fertilization. That's the next job in the summer that we're going to be doing. I'm not sure how much of that I'll show I'm not sure how much of these guys will be playing the server without me, but they're not going to keep too ahead of me, so don't worry. I'll keep you guys all informed of this map and the progress, and I don't know if I'm going to continue my West Coast series because, dropping a bomb here, because I didn't really like playing on my own map because I didn't have any John Deere equipment, and that's what we use in real life. And then it also just wasn't very much fun by myself. But I'm having a lot of fun playing this realistic style here. And yeah, someone's standing on top of me right as I'm talking about realism. I don't know. I'll get on there and finish it up some more. I still am intrigued about my 2-map series between Oakfield Farm and West Coast, but it's hard. Like right now, all I want to do is play in this map. Like I'm giddy with excitement for this map because I'm having a lot of fun playing with you guys, and we get to use John Deere equipment, and it feels like I'm back home farming. So it's hard to go back to the West Coast. I don't know. I'll get back there eventually. I'll catch up with chat after I log off, guys. I do thank you for those comments. Let me know about that AgriCAD pack. I'm not sure where you get that from, but this is the one from American Eagles Modding. Also, that sounds like a very wide, oh boy, the dogs are barking. It's time to go. They're getting antsy. That's, yep, that's a sign that I need to go, guys. So thanks a lot for tuning in to the stream, and thanks to everybody for playing. I hope to see you all again. I'm probably going to be streaming again tomorrow just because I was supposed to be recording an episode today for tomorrow, but I didn't do that because yesterday's stream was messed up, and so I said I'd record one today and stream and stuff. And so the dog's barking. I gotta go. I'll see you guys all later. Sorry about the dogs barking. Goodbye, everybody on chat. Jason, Landon, Tim, JC, Modelisha, Razor, Kerbo, Tomer, anybody else's name who I missed. Thank you, everybody. I will be back later. Oh, it's a... Wow. It's actually a good link. It's not like a dumb link. From a cheap website. Yeah, exactly. Official website. I'll take a look at that, guys. I do thank you for that. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.